HBO Max recently released Milestone Generations, a documentary detailing the rise and rebirth of Milestone Comics. Director Justice Whitaker, narrated by Cliff Method Man Smith, featuring the likes of Dennis Cowan and arch rival footage from Cowan's fellow co-founder, the late Dwayne McDuffie. Other key comic industry voices like Paul Levitz, former DC publisher Jeanette Kahn, offering insight on the massive influence Milestone wielded during its brief 90s heyday, thanks to titles like Icon, Hardware, Blood Syndicate, and Static. Additionally, the film also chronicled 2021's relaunch of Milestone and the Milestone Initiative, a program to identify, support, and elevate emerging diverse writers and artists within the comic book world. This was just me to say shout out to Milestone. Shout out to Dennis Cowan. Rest in peace to Dwayne McDuffie. Even shout out my guy Greg Burnham, who's a part of this Milestone Initiative. Milestone is necessary. And I just want to take the opportunity to give Milestone its flowers. It definitely had an impact on my life. As a child, I felt like a bit of a poser because I wanted to wear the S on my chest and be this dynamic superhero flying through the air with a glorious cape and a beautiful suit. But felt like a poser because I wasn't white. Icon showed me that I could be all that and proud of my dark skin. So, thank you, Milestone. Ladies and gentlemen, blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks, this is Do You Speak Geek?
DYSG, keep it real, that's key. We the best OGs, dope topics, come see. DYSG, keep it real, that's key. We the best OGs, dope topics, come see. I got a question, do you speak geek? New episodes on the podcast dropping each week. Get hip to the game, I'm giving y'all a sneak peek. Flavor for your ears, bars flowing on unique beats. Blurs and nerds, freaks and geeks. The Source Wall Wednesday dropping comics you should cop. I think you'd ought to peep. Don't sleep on Dono and Nix. They preaching the gospel, real ish, ill like mono, they sick. Thumb life if you're into games with combos and kicks. This podcast is a gift, it's as real as it gets. Blurs taking over, with clever marketing we gain exposure. Feeding the community magic, your boy's a nerd promoter. The dialogue is Jimmy Crackcorn, we aiming for gold. The truth was told, I can't speak for other platforms. Sharp as cats out like knives, claws, and tack thorns. We blacking out, going crazy like a black storm. DYSG, don't forget to follow back. Hosting on the airwaves, always keeping it a stack. Flowers to my haters, psych, I ain't giving y'all jack. #1 on the charts, give your boy a gold plaque.
Shout out to everybody. What's going on there, y'all? This is your boy Nix. This is episode 124. Shout out to all of the followers. Shout out to all the subscribers. Shout out to all the listeners who've been rocking with us thus far. And if you are new here, welcome to Do You Speak Geek. This is the podcast where we bring you all the latest and greatest inside of the geek realm. Shout out to every podcast outlet out there, especially the homies over at Spreaker. Shout out to y'all. And let's just keep it rolling with all podcast outlets. And if you are following along, please be sure to hit that subscribe to Do You Speak Geek. Also visit doyouspeakgeek.com, the central hub for everything DYSG, the blogs, the merch, the everything is there. Links to other content, and please be sure to save it as a favorite. And don't forget to follow us on social media. That is Facebook at DYSGFB, Twitter at DYSG_tweets, Twitch at DYSG_games, and Instagram, TikTok, and Quirk Chat at Do You Speak Geek. YouTube is the only place where you can find the Dono and Daddy Show. Please be sure to subscribe, like, Hulk, smash that bell for all notifications, and leave comments. We want to know what you guys think. Gonna be a good show, a lighter show than last week, of course, because last week was crazy because of San Diego Comic-Con. But we're gonna go ahead and hop into it and do what we do about this time, people. Let's speak geek.
Suit up.
I wanna be the very best.
Talk nerdy to me.
Are you ready? All right, people, we got reviews coming at you at rapid fire. Let's go ahead and hop into those. Paper Girls Season 1. Paper Girls works best as a character study for four feisty, engaging 12-year-old girls who navigate a string of unimaginable adventures when they're thrust into a future time war. The core forecast, it makes a series worth investing in, and their crazy circumstances give them opportunity, very unique opportunity, to determine who they are and who they want to be for one another. Its second season is definitely going to be more aggressive overall storytelling and be very welcome, but this is a story about genre familiar paradox themes, future tech, and good old good versus evil. Check this one out. The new game Multiverses, a raucous and fun competitive platform fighter that rewards players for learning the strengths and weaknesses of its eclectic cast of characters and working as part of a team. It focuses on the online 2v2, which means it's a pick up and play nature of a game like Smash Brothers. Of course, we all knew that. Multiverses may need time to grow on you, but definitely the foundations of this game are very rock solid. Check it out. And finally, we have DC League of Super Pets. Thoughtful filmmaking on the side. It doesn't have a voice cast that can lend life to personality to its characters. It's pretty good. But, the voice cast is pretty much the star of the show here. Super Pets, it's ended up with a short end of the stick. Neither are stories as rich as the movie would hope, nor are they ever truly funny beyond a few fleeting comic references. But it's mainly for kids, and I think as far as that targeted audience, it did its thing. So check that one out when you get a chance. Let's go ahead and hop into my favorite portion of the show. Y'all know the vibes. Source Wall.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
Behold the source wall.
Can you read, my son?
Well, that depends.
There is nothing wrong with reading a story and looking at the pictures.
Enough said, Stan. Let's hop right into it. The pull list this week, we have Golden Rage #1. In a world where older women who've been deemed useless to society are abandoned on an island, Golden Rage documents their golden years of making friends, baking dessert, and fighting to the death. Holy crap. Created by writer Chrissy Williams, artist Lauren Knight, and colorist Sophie Dodson, this is the first issue of a brand new 5-issue miniseries where Battle Royale meets the Golden Girls. Oh my God, that's crazy. That sounds crazy. I definitely want to check this one out. You got, old women fighting it out. Like, nah, Lucille, my cookies are better than yours. Let's fight to the death. Oh man, that's gonna be crazy. Edge of the Spider-Verse #1. The end of the Spider-Verse is coming. Finally. Edge. Noun. Outermost limit of an object. The sharp side of a blade. The leading edge of the Spider-Verse brought you Spider-Gwen and Penny Parker, P-N-I. This final edge will introduce you to some of the most important characters in the future of the Spider-Verse, but it will also slice the final strand of the web. In this issue, Spider-Man Noir, Ariana's new status quo, and Spider-Rex, and more. I'm really glad we're done with the Spider-Verse. Like I said myself, I was getting bored with it. It was just too much, and thankfully this is the end. Sword of Azrael #1. Jean-Paul Valley does not want to be Azrael ever again, as it has brought him pain, violence, and misery. He has sequestered himself away at a monastery in Europe to find peace. But when a young woman who claims to have the same system programming that made Jean Paul into Azrael arrives at the monastery, he won't have a choice but to don his violet mantle of Azrael once more to protect her from the deadly assassins who wish her harm. From the rising creative team of Dan Waters and Nicola Chinsinga, this miniseries will redefine one of the Batman's most iconic and fierce characters. Let's see what happens. The Dead Lucky #1. San Francisco is changing. Tech connoisseurs Morrow is building the city of the future with peacekeeping robots looming on every corner. And wherever Morrow isn't, the Salvation Gang is. Bibiana Lopez Yang is changing too. She came back from Afghanistan with PTSD and the ability to control electric currents. If she can hold it together, she might be the hero San Francisco needs. But against an enemy this big, it isn't going to be good. She'll have to be lucky. From debut writer Melissa Flores and superstar art team French Carlamango and Mattia Icono comes the newest book in the massive verse. This is in that same universe with Radiant Black, Radiant Red, and Rogue Sun. This one should be good. And finally, we have Mighty Morphin 22, A Ranger Returns. With their help, the team can finally turn the tide of battle, but not without consequences. Will the Rangers forge a new path together despite their differences? Meanwhile, Kim receives some much needed perspective from a fellow Ranger, offering her a glimpse of hope for the future. As the dust begins to settle, will this Mighty Morphin team settle on a sense of identity and discover their true role in the universe? We'll have to see. Y'all can pick those up this week. Also, pick them up at your local comic book store. Now, in Source Wall news, the death of Superman is having a 30th anniversary special. DC is celebrating the legendary story with a 80-page special issue with all new stories from the original creative teams that brought the iconic story to life. The Death of Superman 30th Anniversary #1 will celebrate the legendary battle between Superman and Doomsday with 4 all-new stories from the teams of Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding, Roger Stern, and Butch Gucci, Luis Simmons and John Bogdanovno, and Jerry Ordway and Tom Gummett. And the issue will also introduce a brand new villain named Doombreaker to the DC Universe. This will be out on November 8th. What do you guys think? Rehashing this story, we're opening up some old wounds, huh? What do you guys think? Are we down for this? I know I'm down for it. It's Superman. I'm down for it. But we will see come November 8th if it slaps. Let's watch this.
Watch this, y'all. Thunder! Thunder! Thunder!
Lannister always pays his debts.
Whoa, dude. I am the villain of the story.
All right, you couch potatoes. Creed and Rocky are getting another spinoff. So Ivan and Victor Drago will be back in Drago, a new spinoff from Rocky and Creed. According to The Wrap, the upcoming Rocky film is being penned by writer Robert Lawton for MGM and will focus on the Russian father and son after their appearance in Creed 2. The film came about following Lawton's spec script Becoming Rocky, which focused on the making of the first Rocky Balboa film. MGM execs were said to be impressed by this, leading to an offer for Lawton to write the upcoming Drago spinoff. So what do you guys think? I was a big fan of the Creed movies. I love them both. I think Michael Jordan did his thing in both. Creed 2 was definitely amazing. Do I want to see a Drago movie? Don't know, but yeah, I think I'll check it out anyway. I mean, the Rocky universe, if you want to call it that, has been pretty good, so this one should be pretty good as well. So I'll check it out. What do you guys think? And finally, Aquaman 2, we will see the return of Batfleck. The upcoming sequel, Aquaman 2, sees Jason Momoa return as Arthur Curry, the seafaring superhero, and it looks as though he couldn't resist revealing that he won't be the only Justice League member returning in the movie. Reunited, he said via his Instagram, Bruce and Arthur, love you and miss you, Ben. WB Studio Tours just explored the backlot, all right. Busted on the set, all great things coming, Aquaman 2, all my aloha, Jay. The official DC Comics Instagram simply replied, legends. So how do we feel? I mean, Batfleck is back after saying he will never be back. You know, he's in the new Flash film whenever that comes out. He's also now in Aquaman 2. Even Jim Lee said at San Diego Comic-Con that we're kind of done with the Snyderverse, but it looks like we're not. These characters just aren't going away. At this point here now, they might as well go ahead and give us that Batman movie that Ben Affleck was trying to pull off. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. What do you guys think? While you guys think about that, we're going to hop into Thumb Life.
Peace, love, and video games!
That sound like Donkey Kong.
Batman is playing Galaga.
All right, you gamers, GTA 6 will reportedly feature a first ever female playable character. Wow, for the campaign. Rockstar apparently plans to launch the game with a single city but add more locations through updates. As also part of the report by Bloomberg, sources close to the studio discussed the new female character who will be Latina. The character will reportedly be part of a pair of bank robbers and a story influenced by real-life criminals Bonnie and Clyde. The female protagonist had previously only been available as custom characters in GTA, never in the game's single-player campaigns. Rockstar co-founder Dan Houser, who has since left the company, previously indicated the company was thinking about a female lead as far as back as 2013. The first Grand Theft Auto game featured playable female characters, but this will mark the first time that the 3D GTA series we know it today will be a female protagonist. The report also indicates that the launch of version of GTA 6 will begin with fictionized Miami and surrounding areas, presumably a return for Vice City, but will be updated with new missions and cities on a regular basis. That launch version apparently already includes more interior locations than any previous GTA game. What do you guys think? We got two characters, we got a Bonnie and Clyde sort of thing going on, and we're finally getting a female protag. Hey, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, you know, picking up hookers on the street and, you know, having your way with them and then killing them and get your money back was, you know, sort of a pastime. But now we have female protag. How is she gonna be able to, you know, have a little how you doing? We'll see. But, you know, that's just one element of it. I think this is gonna be a great way to tell a new story, a new perspective, and I think it's gonna be a great game. Plus, we have more interiors than ever. Let's go. Let's see what's up with that. Let's get it, man. And finally, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic has been paused indefinitely. According to Bloomberg, Texas-based studio Aspire recent internal demo of the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic didn't land as well as it could have when it was shown to Lucasfilm and Sony. This has led to Aspire telling employees that the project will be put on pause and that the company would look for new contracts and development opportunities. Additionally, Aspire fired the remake's art director Brad Prince and design director Jason Miner. The latter reportedly said on social media channels that the dismissal was unexpected. So apparently this game just did not look good at all. And the people at Lucasfilm and Sony was like, nah, get that shit out of here. They did not like it. But I don't know. The game seems to be up in the air now. What do you guys think? Should we find a new art director? Should we find a new company to make the game all together? What do you guys think? But while you toil away on that, I am wrapping this pod up. So y'all know what that means. I'm about to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all for listening. Please be sure to listen to this podcast. Subscribe to this podcast. Let your boy know what you think about this podcast. Visit the website, doyouspeakgeek.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok. Check out the YouTube channel, like, subscribe to the videos there. As always, people, live to play to win to live. I speak geek. Do you speak geek?